Right, so we're back. Skyrim modding Papyrus creation kit. These are the words that I frequently have to deal with, almost on a daily basis. And yeah, it's 3 in the morning, 3:30 to be precise. Kind of want to be a little bit productive. And yeah, I'm going to be doing maths. That's going to be fun. And not even some basic maths. If only. So we have an issue, which is the integer overflow issue. For those of you that may have remembered. There was a tiny bit of an issue. But yeah. Let's try to make heads and tails of what needs to happen here. Let's look at our source tree. We've got a few things there. So what did we do last time? I think we were trying to attempt to resolve that issue. We're trying to rectify that issue. And I don't know now if this always existed, this issue, or if we introduced it since the last changes that we made. But either way, we're going to have to try and resolve that issue. Because it is an issue now, whether or not, you know, we meant to do that. So what was the task we were working on before? It was skip existing XP activities reward. I think that was the one we were working on. Yeah, that was the one that we were dealing with. So let's go. Skip existing XP activity reward. Go! Alrighty, let's have a look, see what we got. So we were supposed to add the summary of existing XP activities that were performed, and we get a choice if we want to accept them or deny them. So we have to deal with message box spam on multiple enabled states. I don't think that's going to be an issue anymore. And then update rewarding existing XP function debug output to account for not assigning XP immediately. Ah, right. Okay. Let's go back to our notepad. So the first issue is trying to figure out how does it get negative. So the check is if your current XP is greater than or equal to the max XP, we're going to say you hit the limit and the random XP value is going to be 0. Because at the end of the day, the random XP value is what we're going to assign the XP amount to. Where are we actually setting the XP? Oh, we're setting it here. The new XP is equal to the current XP, whatever your current XP is, plus the total XP allocated, which happens to be up to the random XP value. I think I just realized what the issue would be. No, that's not an issue. New XP is current XP plus total XP allocated. And if new XP is less than the max, then we're going to set the value to new XP. Else set value to the max anyway. Else if we say discard, do nothing, we basically do nothing. Now what if we said discard? Would it still show the update notice? I don't think it's gonna do that, is it? That's another thing we need to look at and test. So my theory is even if we deny, we don't accept the XP, it's still gonna say gained XP across however many activities. So let's go test that and see first and foremost before we do anything. Let's get some structure. Okay, let us go load our save. Okay, so we need to see what happens if we deny it. It shouldn't show the notifications. We got 0 XP. It's good. Previously detected, wait, is that the ones that we're trying to... No. That's the debug, that's fine. Let it do its thing. And when it's done, we're gonna say discard. I kind of like how this looks. Looks good. I'm happy with it. Man, the debugging. It's a bit of a nuisance. So what I need to see in the end is, if we say discard XP, it shouldn't basically show this line. Gained however much XP across however many activities. It shouldn't show this, but I think it's going to, but we just want to confirm what it's going to do, and then we're going to take it from there. Man, I had to use it on my account. The one that does everything. Finally! It's coming to an end. What amount is that? Is that 91? It's 40 million, right? So why is this? I see some discrepancies there. $40 million for dungeons cleared alone, and 90. Huh, never mind. Anyway, so we have 0 experience points. If we say discard XP, there we go. Gained across. Okay, you see that gain there? That's wrong. It shouldn't do that. So can we actually test this like somewhere else and see if it does that? Updating from version 2 to version 3, 2.1.0. So we clearly don't have that update process yet. We need one where we're running 2.0. This is still 2.1. I think I did a save somewhere. 2.1, 2.0, there we go. Total XP to reward 4363. So we're gonna say discard, and then it still says gained, when in actual fact we didn't gain that XP at all. We denied it. Okay, so we know the first thing, what we need to do and what we need to set. Okay, and that is as an enhancement, so I'm just adding some things to Trello to remember. Cool. And the upgrade process, whenever I end up getting to version 3. So first things first, the notification should only show if we chose to accept the XP, right? So if we chose to accept the XP, then obviously it's going to show the notification. If we chose to discard the XP, why are we showing the notification, right? And the hit XP limit will show regardless of you chose to accept or deny. It's just something that should be shown. Sure, what are we going to do next? Figure out the overflowing issue. One thing that I thought of to resolve this issue was setting a cap. Like, let's say instead of whatever that arbitrary number is, just flat out setting it to 2 billion. Because I think that's 2 billion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 2 billion. But instead of that, we'll just give it a flat 2 billion. That's the max. I think that'll be much easier to deal with. So what should we do next? What were we supposed to be doing? Because solving this issue should be another thing. We're just trying to skip existing XP activities reward. Deal with the message box spam on multiple enabled states. That doesn't happen, it only happens once, so we can say that's been dealt with. Update reward existing XP function debug output to account for not assigning XP immediately. Right, that's just the debug. So the wording just needs to change a little bit. So let's look at the debug. Previous XP, XP to assign. And then the current XP. Yeah, and instead of XP assigned, it should be XP to assign. And then the current XP, do we need to display the current XP? We can remove that and set it under Where are we updating current XP? We're not updating it anywhere else. So we can technically remove all of these instances out and only place it once, where we say previous XP, then we set the value of the new XP. In some point in time, we set this. I think right in the beginning. There it is. Okay, cool. So that doesn't get updated again. So previous XP, we're going to assign the XP. Previous XP, current XP. And then we say XP assigned. And the XP assigned would have been current XP wait, new XP is current XP plus total XP allocated, right? So it would have been new XP minus the current XP. There we go. So that will give us how much XP was actually assigned. So if we had, let's say, 5,000 and the new XP is 10,000, then you would obviously have 5,000 left. So that's great. We could the only thing we really need to do is how much XP are we going to assign for that specific stat. So we'll leave XP to assign. We don't need previous XP. Do we? Does iCurrent XP update? Oh, it does in every loop. Huh. But technically we don't need previous XP because we're not assigning anything until right at the end. So saying previous XP actually is unnecessary. The one thing we do need is a new variable which basically will hold the value of when the function was first run. which will be similar to iCurrentXP, but outside of the loop, of course. So what would we call it if we have iCurrentXP and begin XP? I think that start XP. So that will come there. And then we have to assign that value. And we're going to have it outside of the while loop, because I do not want that running. iStartXP is just going to be the XP as an integer before we do anything else. So then we know exactly what the starting XP of the function is. That's very important if we like just batching it like we're doing now. I don't know why I didn't do that in the beginning, but hey, you learn these things. So the previous XP was iStartXP, and the current XP is whatever the value is, get the value. And the XP assigned would be the new XP minus the current XP. Right? Would it? No, it would be new XP minus the start XP. There we go. Let's continue this. Hey Livian, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I've made several mods. This is actually one of my mods that are existing that I haven't updated in a few months. I've kind of been away from the modding scene and I'm giving it some TLC. It's actually part of version 3. Sorry about that. And yeah, just trying to flesh things out. And how about yourself? Do you mod? Do you use mods? Do you enjoy the Skyrim games? So that's a previous, current, the XP assigned is new XP minus the start XP. Okay, so that should give us exactly what we want. And I must look at adding a limit. Okay, let's go ahead and test that. That should work. We need to go ahead and compile that script now. Cool. Oops. Ah, there we go.
Too much, now I'm swallowed. Now I'm the fool while you're breaking rules. Dangerous path that I follow. Oh, go on, just do what you do.
Okay, so let's load our save. I wanted to load version 2. Because we still need to do the upgrade process from version 2.1 to version 3, which we haven't done. So we're going to go from 1.2. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna discard this XP. Let's just make sure we don't get that XP assigned. We're in 3967, so if I discard that, we don't get that pop-up anymore, which is great. And our XP is still the same. Cool, perfect. Now, let us look at the debug. Oh, we don't have debugging enabled. That's also the other issue, that we didn't start with debugging enabled. Not a problem. We can just start our usual test save. And then we can do stop quest DMN SXPA event handler that handles all our data. And then we just do start quest. And that should basically find and fix everything. There we go. And check our XP is 4794. We're going to discard this. And we should be left with 4794. Perfect. And it's previously detecting whatever activities we did. That's great. Is that what it said before? Previously detected. I think it did. Depending on which version we had. Okay, so is this easy for us to read? Update count. You can see these were for the locations discovered, and it's completed them. So amount of locations discovered, okay, so that's fine, that's easy to read. Total amount of locations discovered 1, total amount of XP gained for locations discovered 77. And XP to assign. Is XP to assign from... yeah, it's from this. Great. 77. Perfect. That looks good. And then right at the end of all of this, when it's completed the function, it's going to specify... oh, it's not going to specify anything. We should actually add the debug. User chose to basically chose to do nothing, because it kind of looks confusing. It's like XP to assign, and then where'd the XP go? Because I was kind of wondering. So when the user decides that they're not going to choose anything, which is over here, we do give a notification, but we should add something into the debug log. So we're just going to say something like let's grab this, and we're gonna say I'm not gonna make it highlight with the warning, that's a bit unnecessary. The user chose to not accept the XP reward. Skipping XP assignment. Cool. I think that'll be good enough. It'll be clear for us when we see that, if we have to debug. So the user chose to not accept the XP reward. Skipping XP assignment. That's if they chose to discard the XP. So we have that in our log. So then right at the end of this it would have said the user chose to skip the XP reward. Cool, that's great. And what happens if we accept the reward? Because that's what I'm interested in now. Because if we accept the reward, then we should get the debug that we want. Wait, what? Why didn't it? Oh, okay, we need to stop and start the quest now, after the update process is complete. Now it should detect. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. Let's just wait for this to update. Come on. We should be running version 3. Yeah, we're running version 3. Cool. We can stop the quest and start it up. It's such a pity that debugging takes this long. I mean, that's kind of what I have to do if I want to release a product that's complete without any bugs or anything. It's kind of what you have to do. These are for existing items, but now they're showing up as complete combined. We didn't change anything. We can mod the okay, hold on. I know. Go kill this wolf quick. I'm gonna test something. And we're gonna go and enable animals. Let's go and use the configurator. We're gonna go to tracking options, tracked activities, combat. We're gonna enable animals and creatures killed. And then it should detect it as existing and then ask us what we want to do. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to accept the XP of 13. So we are 9327. If I accept that, there we go, 934. Great stuff. It gave us our 13 XP and we met with the Thalmor agents. Man, I gotta remember that that was off. My bad, sorry guys. Okay, but anyway, this is what's important right now, the debug. So animals killed, that's great. It completed. Previous XP 9327, current XP 934, XP assigned 13. Brilliant, that's exactly what I want to see. I think what we should do is add a space after this, make it a bit more legible. I think that will help a great deal. Let's go ahead and just do that quick. Whoops. We're gonna need that, and then that is under XP assigned, which is over here. Like that. And if they chose to discard it, we're gonna add that. Brilliant. That will then give us a neater overview. I kind of want to see more of this though. Do I have an existing save that I can use? Problem is we don't have a lot of things going on in this version. I really don't want to use my main account that takes freaking 3 minutes to load all the activities that I've completed. Okay, we're gonna accept this. 5 tracked activities, great, that's a little bit better. Okay, so what were the tracked activities that we did? Reload.
This kind of love is never sober. And wandering eyes aren't meant for me. We're hypnotized and
Alright, but the problem here is we didn't have the debug enabled, which is really great. Some of these names that I gave these things, oh my god. Classic. Okay, so what are the things that it needs to detect? I'll pick up one of these, it should detect. Okay, ingredient harvested, great, great, great. So what were the existing, kind of want to stop and start the quest. Didn't I add a debug option for that? Hold on. I think once upon a time actually did. Miscellaneous. We can reset the defaults, we can wipe the player data, we don't want to do that. Debug, update player stats. I think that was it? Yeah, update player stats, there we go. But there was nothing to update. It's interesting. Could have sworn there were some things that we needed updating. So here's what we can do. We can just manually assign a stat. Let me see where this was now. So we can use the command mod pcmisc stat. Locks picked, I guess, and we could say 30, and that will, it should detect 30 locks picked. There we go. Boom. Okay, I think we broke something now, because it's no longer showing us what we want to see. I mean, showing the previous XP and the current XP, which is great. If total XP is greater, when's it going to show us the message? If the total XP allocated is greater than 0. And total XP allocated gets its values from random XP value. Which if the limit is reached, that will be 0. If the limit is not reached, yeah, it should be fine. And I mean, we did see that message previously detected, whatever, whatever. Let's go back in there. Let's do locks picked 40, and let's do, what other stats do we have? Locks picked, ingredients, harvested. What else do we have? Can't think of the top of my head now. What track stats are there? Wings plucked? There we go. Let's try with those 3 for now. Interesting. That's doing them individually instead of like all at once. Why is it doing them individually? Okay, this was part of the update player stats function, that's why. Okay, okay, I just realized what was happening. So, we need to turn off the active tracking, that's why. Tracking type, we need to switch to turn off active tracking. That's the reason. Because it's detecting it as if we currently did it at some point in time. Now, with active tracking disabled, we did this in the past. And since it's in the past, then we go tracked activities, sorry. There we go. There. Pre-existing. That's what we needed to see. Previously detected, blah 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 blah. Cool. We're gonna accept this XP. And let's go back to our debug and let's see, is this exactly what I wanted to see? Because that's for locks picked, great. Wings plucked, okay, great. Total amount of wings plucked 50, amount of XP gained, okay. XP to assign is 435, XP to assign is 557. Okay, so it's doing them individually, which is great. Then at the end we want to know what was the previous amount of XP, i.e. before we started, so 9543. What is the current XP? 15922. Let's just check, is it 15922? We are at 15922, that's correct. And then the XP assigned would have been 15922 minus the 9543 gives us 6379. Great stuff. So that's working. What was I worried about? The fact that I wasn't detecting the previous... Okay. So then there's a quick way to know if that's working or not. We just go... Nope. We basically just toggle active tracking on and off when it's done. And that should give us what we need. Should definitely add a debugging option for that though. Not that I would ever need it, but in cases like this, definitely would have come in handy. Goddamn move. Okay, we're running version 3. You know what I should definitely do? I should definitely add the version in here. Used to configure Skyrim XP add-on version 3 or whatever. Just so users know as well. Or I could add it in the menu title, can't I? Skyrim XP add-on version 3.0.0 configuration, and yeah, I think I'm actually going to do that. Because how else will you know what version you're running? I think that could work. Anyway, tracking options, tracking type, turn off active tracking. And then we're going to turn on active tracking. And then it's going to do some magic. And because you switch from the two, Doggo, Wolfer, leave me alone. No, 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 no! If you die, it's not my fault. You know that, right? It's not my fault if you die. Smart Doggo, last time you jumped off the cliff and killed yourself. I guess this time it is my fault. We need to figure out what is happening. Set DMN SXPA experience points to, let's set whatever the max it's gonna give us is. And then let's check how much that is. Okay, so we're at the max right now. Do you see that? Experience points is 2, whatever the max is. So technically what should happen if we gain any further experience points from any source, it should basically just block that and not give it to us because you're at max. So it should give you a message, say, hey, you're at max experience points, do something about it, and that's that. So let's pick up this juniper here. We're gonna get, there we go. You have hit the generic XP limit, and as such no more generic XP will be rewarded. So if we go check our experience points now, we're at the limit as well, which is great. And if I check the debug over here, we could see what happened. Assigning the earned XP will cause an overflow. Skipping XP assignment instead. I should add a warning there. Definitely should add a warning. So we're gonna say warning. Actually in all caps. Wait, what is happening? There we go. Warning. And another warning there. Assigning all they will cause an overflow. And let us continue. No breaks on this stream. Okay, so I feel it's a bit cluttered. Should we separate this? So that's started, so we know where it got invoked from, the update player stats function, which then called the set random function, which then called the get random XP value. That ended here, which is great. Set random ended there, and then we got that message. Then the, okay, that's fine. So this is part of what? The get random XP? No, it's part of the set random XP. So that's fine, no, we'll leave it there. And we'll leave it with that warning as well. Cool, great stuff. So I'm happy with that. That worked. But now what happens if we're not at the limit quite yet? So let us set our experience points to 2147483 630. 600? Can't remember what the exact amount is. 500? Okay, 520 works fine. So let's keep doing things until it won't let us do any anymore. So we got 8 XP there, we should be fine. We're gonna pick up this juniper, we'll be fine. There's some hanging moss over there, and some more hanging moss down here. We're not getting that much XP though. Probably pick something else. Don't think we're gonna hit the cap fast enough, as fast as I'd like. Maybe we'll see. There's some nunroot. Aha! Bastards! I thought it was a goat for a second, but of course it's the mud crabs. Ah, it's the giant? No, it's not the giant mud crab. Man, that was terrifying last time. Oh, we can pick some wings. Get a bit of XP. How far are we? It's almost like it's stopped displaying because it's like gotten so high. Yeah, it stopped displaying. But we know it is counting, else it would have Okay, so let us just disable the map markers so we can discover a new location. That should get us over the limit really fast. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. How are we doing? We're doing good. Is it me or has it stopped displaying now? The hell? No, we're still getting XP, but because our level is so low, we're getting like barely any XP. We're like level 1. And I really don't feel like changing so many things just to get the out. There we go. Okay, we finally hit the limit. Phew! Okay, so what is the experience points at? Okay, we're at the limit now. That's great. And then if I check the debug log, so what would have happened prior to that? There's our previous amount, there's our current one, previous XP, current XP. You can see it's like not even like changing. The game basically breaks around this value. So I think we definitely need to set a limit of 2 billion. Oh, okay. Here we hit an issue. XP assigned 64, current XP negative. Do you see that? It overflowed. That is what we worried about. That right there. Because if you get to that point, right, you won't be able to spend XP. And every XP that you gain is going to further just... it's going to be a nightmare basically. We need to avoid that. So I rectified that, clearly. Because that caused an overflow. Okay, but why didn't we specify what the current XP was? Skipping XP assignment instead. Okay, so skipping XP assignment didn't leave a message. And the only reason we had previous XP and XP assigned is because we got down here, didn't we? Previous XP. Wait, where is this reading this from? From the get random XP. Oh, there it is. Previous XP, XP assigned current XP. Yeah, that's where it's reading it from. And then we would have added a warning there afterwards, which is warning assigning the blah blah blah. We'll skip the XP assignment instead. Great stuff. So that's part of set random XP. Oh, this is where we fixed the integer overflow. That's why it's not an issue here. Because current XP plus random XP greater than equal to... So how did we resolve this at the bottom? We basically said if current XP is greater than whatever that value is. Whoops. And here we said current XP plus random XP. So what's the current XP plus the random XP? If it's going to be greater than that. So I need to add a warning here as well, because it's obviously a different function. Cool. So let's go out of here because we need to make a few changes. It's going to be interesting. So let's bring out that change, because we essentially have to mirror these two functions. So I'm just gonna throw this in here so we can have an easy view to compare things. So the first thing we're doing was checking if current XP is greater than or equal to, so we're doing the exact same thing here. Oh no, we're not doing current XP plus iRandom XP, we're doing current XP. Okay, because that's going to be done in a later stage. So we want to add this next portion in. Which is basically the same as the top. Current XP plus iRandom XP value. In this case we used random XP. Greater than equal to blah. Okay. Then we're going to say that the random XP is equal to the limit minus the current XP. And we're going to add that message. And XP to assign becomes XP assigned. And then we specify random XP. Where does it set the value though? Oh god. Okay, so we need to take this. Let's remove all of this now. So this is what we've added. and then we want to add this in. Where's it assigning the value though? That's what I'm getting confused by. Random XP is here. Here's the if, and the if ends here. So that's the first if. Why do I have another else? Oh, I see, I was basically doing nothing. That's just a check to pop out a message. Okay, I see what's happening now. I got it now. Ooh, we're gonna rework quite a few things here. That's gonna be a lot of fun. So the first thing that needs to happen is if I current XP that's the first thing that needs to happen. If the current XP is greater than or equal to the limit, we're going to show the message box and we're going to show the warning. Skipping XP assignments instead. Cool, cool. And then we're going to check if the XP that will be added will cause an if integer, and if so, only add to the XP limit, which we're doing here. Else, if the current XP plus random XP is greater than or equal to, random XP becomes the limit minus the current XP. Because the new XP is what we want to assign, basically. We're going to add this. And all of these. So new XP is current XP plus random XP. And we're going to modify that to new XP equal to the limit minus current XP. Does that make sense? Limit minus the current XP. Yeah, that does make sense. So if it would have gone over the limit, we're going to basically say take the limit minus the current XP. And then the XP assigned would have been the XP assigned would have been this value. And the previous XP was obviously current XP, set the value to new XP, XP assigned. And then the current XP, which is whatever it is right now. Wait, how do we get the most accurate XP assigned? New XP? I guess it's just new XP, right? No, new XP is going to be the... Okay, I got it. It should be current XP. New XP minus the current XP. That's what it should be. There we go. And then the notification shown should be this. Phew, how freaking complicated is all this, huh? So first we're checking if it will cause an overflow, and we do nothing. Else we check if it will cause an overflow, but then we only add to the limit. So if we are already at the limit, we do nothing. If adding the XP would have pushed us over the limit, we only assign up until the limit. Because prior to this, if you earned enough XP, but it would have pushed you over the limit, you just wouldn't get that XP at all. So I rather want to give you the XP up until the limit. Previous XP, we set the value, XP assigned, which is random XP, current XP is whatever it is. Okay. It's pretty interesting why I did this in so many different methods. At one point I really want to rework this entire thing. Why do I have an else here? What is this else for? Oh, if B is an update, or the update count is greater than 1, else, but it can't be that. Where's this else if from? So let's remove this, because we're done with this now, so that we stop confusing ourselves. Because this is confusing me. Why do we have another if check here? And where does this else come from? It does come from the update. So if it is an update, we're doing this. Else, if it's not an update, we're doing this. Oh, so I got two functions to this. Set random XP if it's an update or if it's not an update. So I basically have to duplicate them. Man. I really didn't do this efficiently back then. Like literally duplicating the code, but that's fine. Oh, this is the part where it says previously detected. Okay. I get this now. So this was when it was previously detected. Otherwise, if it's current, as in you doing it right now, it's going to say assign and rounding XP4. Okay, cool, I get it. Check if the XP that will be added. Okay, so we just need to duplicate the same as above. So we need to duplicate this basically. And then obviously just tweak it to whatever we need. Okay, so that's exactly the same. Those two are exactly the same. Previous XP, set value, which is new XP. XP assigned. And then we remove this, because that's not part of it. Let us continue. No breaks for us. So that should be it basically, huh? Oh, and the wording just obviously has to be different. Which is previous XP, set it, XP assigned, current XP. And we obviously add a notification. That is exactly the same. Let's just make sure this is the same. Yeah, that is exactly the way it should be. I could pretty much remove this now. Yes. I just want to make sure we do have new XP. Yeah, we do. We have current XP. Yeah, we do. And yeah, new XP. Okay, yeah, we have everything we need. Whew. Cool. So that's done. And so is this section. What a mission. Now we have to test all this because this is like so much. And I hope we didn't break anything in the process. Story of my life from nowadays. Add something, break something else somewhere. It's a good sign, the fact that that compiles without any errors. Huh. Okay, so we have to test two things. One, what happens when we hit the limit? And two, what happens if we're close to hitting the limit and then we hit the limit? So let's first figure out what that value is, the limit itself. We've got that value right here. There it is. So set DMN SXPA experience points to that dog coming for us, that wolf. 214748. 2147483647. Okay, we are now at the max. Oh, god damn it. So we're at the max, right? So if we get a single yeah, we're at the max. So it should basically let us know. Yep, you've hit the limit, and it should do nothing essentially. And then if we check the debug, what should be happening is, there we go, we get the warning now as well, which is great. Warning, assigning the XP will cause an overflow. Skipping XP assignment just said, and we assign nothing. Cool. Happy with that. Now let us set our XP to less than the max. So I think that was about 100 XP that I need to make up for. Why did I have to set it to 100? Why not 50? It's fine. We're doing a realistic test here. We should be able to get that pretty easily. There's some juniper and some hanging moss. Did we grab this? There we go. What is fighting us? Another wolf. Great stuff. Get some more hanging moss. And even more hanging moss. This is not going to be really quick. At this rate. Damn it. Okay, hold on. Plan 2. Phase 2. Let us just discover locations. That should quickly get us to the limit. I rate this next location. Should push us off the limit. 85? How have we not gone over the limit yet? We're at the limit, but it's not registered it. Hold on. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Our current XP is negative. We should do a check for less than 0, shouldn't we? Interesting. So apparently our XP is negative. I'm not noticing that. Let's go spend the XP. Maybe we'll see it in the... Oh, there it is. So what happens if you try to spend like 10,000? Interesting. It somehow just fixed itself by spending points. So does that mean it's just a display glitch? Or is it an actual glitch? That's something we have to like go and investigate further now. The other thing is also not detecting when we hit the cap. I think because of the fact that we went over. And the issue I have is, why did it go over? If it knew full well... Silly. Look at me having to run around and get XP. Gah. Are we at the cap yet? We got 8 XP for that, really? Okay, I'm just gonna bring us back to the cap. Or just under the cap. Let's just confirm we're under the cap. Yeah, we're under the cap. Okay, how about now? Okay, now we're over the cap and we didn't even get a notification for that. And that's not okay. Why and how? So I think that pretty much has to do with the fact that we're... Let's just compare this value. Two, 1, 4, 7, 4, 8, 3, 6, 4. 7 is the limit. It goes to 4, 8, which is obviously the overflow. So if the current XP I think I know where the problem is. The current XP is called the moment we run this function. That's fine. Do we ever update current XP? No, we don't. So if the current XP is greater than or equal to the limit. Okay, see, the problem isn't here, because when we're at the limit, let's check again. So when we're at the limit, right? When we're at the limit, it doesn't do anything, which is, sorry, exactly what we want. There you go, boom. So that is working. We're negative XP though? Let's set ourselves back. We're still negative XP. Still negative XP. How about now? Okay, now we're good. This is so freaking weird. What if I set it to 2 billion? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 billion. Will that display correctly? Yes. So 2 billion is fine. I told you, it's just a matter of the numbers. It, like, the higher it gets closer to that limit, it just stops displaying it accurately. Because this is the max, right? But now it's showing as a negative. And if I had to just go 999999999 or whatever, it magically sets it to the correct... Oh, now it doesn't. What? Now it's fine. Weirder. Regardless, we're at a negative value. If we try to spend any more, it lets us know. Now let's try to figure something out. If the current XP is greater than or equal to that value. But how can that be greater than a negative value? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, moving on. Else, if the current XP plus the random XP were to be greater than the max limit, then obviously we will assign XP to the XP limit instead. Okay, we need to ensure we never go above 2 billion. That's basically what we need to do. But that's for another... That's for another thing. Let's not get carried away and sidetracked here. The main thing that we were supposed to be doing was... skip existing XP activities reward. Have we done that? Let's see. We were supposed to give the player an option when they earn XP, existing XP, what they would like to do with it. And they can get a choice to either accept the reward or discard it. We have done that. We have updated the debug function. We need to add a limit of 2 billion for the XP though. Yeah, so that works otherwise, yeah? We're happy with that. I don't think there are any issues with that. It works. If we say no, we get a message about that. Oh damn. I actually want to test that quickly. There were two things I need to make sure were still working. The yes and the no. For the yes, it was... I think 2 billion is a fair limit. I mean, I could even do 1 billion, but I'll leave it at 2 billion because that's still a safe number. Not that I think anyone will ever really reach that amount. I mean, you never know, maybe some hardcore players. Okay, so the first thing we do is we disable active tracking. Then we're going to locks picked to, like, let's say 30 locks picked. Wait, what? Oh, mod PC misc stat? Yeah, there we go. And ingredients harvested, we can do like 20 of those, and like what else is there? Quests, main quest, is it main quests completed? Can do like 7 of those, there we go. And then we're gonna enable active tracking, and then it's gonna be like, whoa, what just happened? I found some existing stuff. So now if we choose to accept the reward, we have 4794 accepted, and we got the amount added. Cool, cool. Now let's check the debug of this, because you know how important the debug is. Make sure it's working as it should be working. Come on. God damn it. Sorry. Having some issues. I can't seem to alt tab now for some reason. Damn you, Skyrim. Oh, did Skyrim just freeze now? Well, Skyrim froze. Let's at least see what it did. Completed update for locks picked, previous XP, current XP, XP assigned. Brilliant. I love that. So that does work. Let's just go back into the game and do the choice where we refuse the XP. Okay, so we're gonna disable active tracking. We're gonna go Mod PC misc stat. I always put it in the wrong order. Locks picked. 30. And we can be like ingredients harvested 16. There we go. And then we can go and enable tracking type to turn on. Okay, that's another thing we need to check. If you've disabled tracking and later on enable it. It should be reward existing, not update. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's go and turn off active tracking. And then we're gonna do that again. And except this time we're gonna go tracking options. There we go. You have chosen to enable one or more XP activities. What are we gonna do? We're gonna discard this. Cool. And how does our log look? The user chose to not accept the XP reward, skipping XP assignment. I should also definitely specify how much XP they would have earned. Which could be XP to be assigned, which would have been that value, which would have been the new XP minus the starting XP. Maybe total XP to be assigned. Because we have XP to assign for each one. So I feel it would just be silly if I said XP to be assigned. Total XP to be assigned would be good for the discard option. But if it were the accept XP option, how does that look? No, that's fine, because it's XP to assign, XP assigned. Yeah, no, that's fine. Total XP to be assigned. That's good. The user chose not to accept the XP reward, skipping XP assignment. Great, let's continue. No breaks for us. Yeah, that pretty much does it, I think. Let me just figure out my own logic here. I had two different tracking options. I had the active tracking, always on, that's how it should be by default. Passive tracking does not run constantly, but instead updates on specific event triggers. That was for passive tracking. Yeah, so when you're on passive tracking, if you were to like harvest this juniper, it may not detect it. From what I remember, yeah. Only certain events were detected. So you would have to do something. Can't remember what was under passive tracking, because not every activity could be tracked, because Bethesda didn't like have an event. So I think reading books was one of them. If I had to read a book now, but I don't think I have a book that I haven't read in my inventory. No. Help book player dot wait player dot place at me 0401DA1E. Where to go? Huh? What? Did we just like clip it into the... Hold on, let's try that again. Where the hell is it? There it is. But then it's empty. What the hell? Recipe book's empty. Huh. Player dot place at me 040266B67. There we go. And then a book that we haven't read. And then we go read it. And because books read are tracked. Weren't they? Pretty sure they were. That counts as a book. Notes, from what I remember. Tracking type. We're currently running passive tracking. So it should detect that. Well, what events were tracked? I can't really remember now. Oh, there we go. Previously detected. Books read. There we go. We're gonna discard the XP. Wait, so let's test this again. What is up with this, like, sky? What the fuck? Damn. Major glitches. Is that part of my E and B, maybe? No? Is it? You're still gonna harass me, aren't you? This is why I can't get any work done. It's you wolves. And then I get distracted by glitches. It's made worse by E and B, but it seems it's still in the base game. Anyway, let's harvest these ingredients. They are not part of the update list, obviously. But our mod is tracking every time we've done this. Now we just have to activate a tracked event, which would be reading a book. Now I just want to make sure it wasn't because I went into the menu that it did that, and it's actually because I read the book. So let's try that again. We're gonna take the bone part 1, and we're gonna read bone part 1, and we're gonna close it, and now we're gonna wait. We're gonna do nothing. I want to make sure it wasn't me that triggered it. No, Wolfie. Stay away. It looks like it was me that triggered it. That's a pity. So what activities are tracked then? I think a location discovered might have been. We can go test that and see. TGM player.zav speed mode 15 TMM 0. Let's go find a location. Fort Sungard. Because they guard the sun. Marvelous. Okay, so locations discovered are also not part of tracked activities at Bethesda updates. So what would be? I need to think now. Chests? Containers? Picking something up? Let's go find a chest. Oh, look at the bandits. We can take some gold. And take the coin purse. I honestly can't remember. So it must have been me that triggered it. I went into the menu. I mean, generally you shouldn't be playing with passive tracking, because obviously, like I said, things aren't tracked. Ooh, hello. There's a chest though. It's just, you're out of lockpicks. Do you have a lockpick for me? Ah, you have a lockpick, yay! Okay, you're not gonna harass me, right, Sabercat? Also, whoa, you weren't hostile until like now. Okay, it's gonna take a while. Let's unlock this. I don't have any sound, so I'm gonna be playing. I have my sound disabled, so I'm literally doing this by sight only. There you go. Use the lockpick to get 4 lockpicks and a bit of gold. Lovely. Some horse meat. Damn. Do you see? I get freaking distracted when I do this. What is tracked? So it's not chests. It's not locks picked. Ooh, hold on. Were known routes tracked? No. Could have sworn there was something that was part of the passive tracking. Obviously don't know what, because I wouldn't be testing for a feature that I don't expect anyone to be using. It's there for in the event that you want to use it as a user. But in like 99% of the cases you'll be using active tracking. Let me go into that. Tracking options, tracking type. So it seems the moment I go in here, then leave, it runs an update. And then I can choose to accept or deny. And then let's see what it did here. So it seems I started the reward existing XP activities function. So one thing I need to check then is, how does it get there? Is it because of... Show the tracking options, so it's not that one. Okay, so the reward existing XP activities is set. That's fine. So why, when we set it to passive, so when we turn off active tracking, we do nothing. When we turn it to turn off passive tracking, we do nothing as well. Ah, there we go. So when we switch to active tracking,
Because you would have started with active tracking. When you get the mod, you would have started with active tracking. So we assume if you're switching to active tracking, it's because you manually disabled it. So then we update all existing track stats. The only problem here is we're updating player stats at their current level. So they could abuse this technically by disabling tracking, getting to level 30, then enabling it, and then getting all that XP. So we need to replace update player stats with reward existing XP activities. I think that's what we need to do. Yeah, definitely. We need to do that. So let's see where this is used. Update player stats. Literally just in 2 places. Okay. Well, that makes it very easy, doesn't it, guys? Technically, we don't even have to do this. Because when you exit the menu, it will anyway run reward existing XP activities. Huh. But now what happened to that debug option? I'm pretty sure there was a debug option where we update the player stats, update existing player stats. And that was right near the bottom or somewhere. Where's the debug options? That is something we have to obviously specify as well. There we go. Wipe, register, register, reset, register. Okay, switch to spell, switch to book. Disable, enable debugging. Debug settings. We need debug settings. iMenu 25, there we go. Enable debugging, disable debugging. Update player stats. Oh, there we go. Reward existing XP activities. So we are calling it there. Okay. My mind is made up. So technically... discard XP. I want to test something. Does that mean... Uh-oh. Sorry. Does that mean we can go to update player stats? It shouldn't find anything technically, should it? Discard. Oh, because we found a location, that's why. Let's take this butterfly. Debug. Update player stats. It worked! Yes! Oh, okay. So we basically fixed an exploit, didn't we? Because the level at which it would have updated the player stats would have been... So I, at one point in time, made that function for basically nothing. That's hilarious, isn't it? The more you learn, though, the more you learn, in all honesty. Whoa, let's turn off God mode. Yay! Oh, wonderful without those ragdoll deaths. And that is why I spend so much time, quote unquote, debugging. I know, I get carried away. So essentially, we don't need this, and we don't need this, and we don't need this, and we don't need this, right? I'm just going to remove these. And then switch to the creation kit and compile. We have failed, apparently. 1074, INUXP is undefined. 1074? Wait, that's the configurator menu. Where's 1074? 1074. Oh, because this is outside of that F now. Right? No, it's not outside of it. Ah, that's why. This needs to be outside of it. There we go. Sorry, you didn't see that. That was just, yeah. Solved the problem anyway. This should work. Sweet. Okay. And then we also had to compile the configurator menu for when you switch active and passive tracking and all that. And let us give it one more test. And check on my trimps while I'm busy. My trimps? Barn. Reminds me of Lutefisk. For good feelings. Yeah. 2520. Okay. Sorry, let's get back there. Okay, so what we need to see now is disable active tracking, then perform some stats that are tracked and then switch to active tracking again. That's what we need to do. So tracking type, turn off active tracking. Okay. Then we're gonna harvest some thistle. In fact, we're gonna harvest 2 ingredients. 2 thistles. Nice. We're gonna get no XP for that because obviously we disabled it. Then we're gonna go to tracking options, tracking type, and we're gonna turn on active tracking. The moment we do that, it will do nothing, obviously. But then when we close the menu, interesting. Okay, that is not quite the behavior that I wanted. So we have 4814 experience. It seems that it assigned that XP without even checking with us. But I want to test something else because we closed it. We didn't go back. We know if we traverse through the menus, it's going to find it. Let's find an additional ingredient to harvest. How about this? Some more tapinella. Yeah, it would help if I disabled it, wouldn't it? Tracking type, turn off active tracking. Boom, there we go. We have some more in here. Oh no, does that count as the entire thing? Of course, logic. We need more ingredients. I think there used to be lavender down here. There's a fox! I need to get the fox. Kill the fox! No, I'm just kidding, I won't. Someone will give me the death stare. I'm pretty sure there was some lavender. Oh, I got some thistle. Might as well. Okay, so that did an update. But now if we go to tracking type, and then we go turn on active tracking, and go previous menu, and then exit, what does it do? Ingredient harvested. Okay, so it didn't treat it as an existing one. That's because... Okay, I think I know exactly where the issue is. Luckily it's a quick and easy fix. So what we do is... go back to the configurator menu. And we need to call the reward existing XP activities function. And we're basically replacing the update player stats one with that one. That's essentially what we're doing. Damn it, I just copied the wrong one. Oh my gosh. Stop. There. Cool. When your functions get so long, it's ridiculous. Hold on, let us continue. We're basically doing something else at the moment, but I'll log the time regardless. There we go. And that goes there. And we want to still have the weight. And then I can go track the stack change afterwards. Update all existing track stats. Update all, yeah, so we're just switching to reward existing. And then let's go and compile that. And this is for something completely unrelated. And let us now test that out one more time. One more time. Alrighty. Okay, so our workflow is wait for update. When update happen, disable active tracking. There we go. Tracking option, tracking type, turn off active tracking. Take all the ingredients we want. Hey, some more blue mountain flowers. Mountain flowers. Nice. Okay, so that's done. Now we can go ahead and enable active tracking. That should reward the existing ones. So there'll be a bit of a delay. It's going to do its magic, and then it's going to ask us, "Hey, what do you want to do? Do you want the XP?" Why is it only 2 XP though? Like, is it that low? Let's check what's going on here. It sounds a bit weird. 6 of them. Does that make sense? Random XP min max of 7. Oh, because of the multiplier and everything. Yeah, no, it is. It is. You see, you'd like be better off harvesting them one at a time. I can actually prove that. 4794 plus 2 XP gives us 4796. There we go. Hello, beautiful fox. So where we got 2 XP for 6 of those, I can literally pick up one of these and I'll get at least 1, possibly more, but at least 1 XP. See, I got 5 XP there. And here, I got 5 XP. Now let's figure out why the hell, because the random XP is 83 and there it's 81. Oh, did we just get unlucky in the draw? It picked a random XP. Min XP 0, max 250. Random 81, random 83. Here it's not specifying what the random was. Oh no, it did. It's just 7 there and there it's 83. Did we literally just get unlucky? Is that the only reason? Why is the exponent being shown? The exponent shouldn't be shown. Okay, so at least we found like another bug. Man, all these bugs. Squish them. Where is it being shown? It's being shown at XP gain. Wherever we're showing the XP gain and all that good stuff. I think it's right at the top here. Yeah, so the XP gain, base and exponent, these only should really show based on get random XP knows what's up. Where's get random XP? I think that's above. Get random XP is somewhere here. That's set. That's get. Yeah, that's get. There. And this is what we need. After player level and XP multiplier. Somewhere here. XP gain base, else linear XP gain exponent. Yeah, so we need to chuck this in here. Like that. So it should show min, max, random, and then player level. Don't know why I did it in a different order. Player level, then we're gonna... Do we have BU's exponential gain in this? Yeah, we do. BU's exponential, if BU's XP system type exponential, XP gain base, and then we specify else linear exponent. So then we don't need to specify base and exponent unnecessarily. It's going to be either or. No point in showing both. And then the multiplier comes afterwards. Yeah. Perfect. So we fixed yet another thing. I mean, it was just a display thing in the debug log, but still. Perfect. Alright. Alright. We're done. So I can go and compile this now. Now we need to make heads and tails of what we've done this entire time. It's gonna be fun to say the least. Truly. Not really. Okay, let's try to make heads and tails of what the hell is going on. Let's check our source tree, because we need to like push some commits now, don't we? So in functions, we need to split this up. Let's see. We are currently working on skip existing XP activities reward. That is what needs to happen now. So under the functions, is this part of it? I don't think this is part of it, huh? This is part of that. Maybe it is part of it? No. What is the... This is part of the XP limit stuff. I don't know why I was playing around with that when I was trying to skip existing XP activities. So we're gonna leave that for the overflow integer issue. Is this part of it? Yeah, this is part of it. Definitely. Is this part of it? Current XP, start XP. Yes, that is part of it. We're gonna stage that. The current XP, what changed here? Okay, we're gonna keep that. No, this we just recently changed now. So that we can leave for another update. This is also going to be part of another update. Okay, we definitely want this one. For sure. Reset SXPA progress. Alright, that's if... Wait, what? Why are we calling message? Reset SXPA progress. Oh, we call reward existing, don't we? Yeah, we do. Okay. Never mind. That is why. So then, yes, we need to stage that. And we need to stage that. So that's all I'm going to stage under the functions. And just make sure I'm not missing something. We should stage these lines for sure. We can stage that. And we're not going to add this because this is new. And this we're not, because that's not part of the update. These. And stage that. This is new, so we're not going to add that. That we can add. That is new, so we're not going to add that. Actually, these are necessary. We can unstage that. And we can unstage that. Just to be safe. Like, we don't actually need those. We only need that. We definitely need that. We definitely need that. We definitely want this. Removing this to only add XP to a sign, because the rest of the information is down here. Yeah. Cool. So that's done for functions. What about event handler? We need event handler, the entirety of it. Configurator menu for reward existing. Anything that says reward existing activities we need a stage. Literally the only stuff that we don't want . B-dubs! Thank you so much for joining the family, I really appreciate it. Sorry, it's like 6 AM in the morning for me, and I would love to say I just woke up and started this, but I had about a, 4-hour gaming stream earlier, and I've been up since doing a coding stream. So yeah, this fatigue is slowly getting to me. But I just need to gather these last few bits of code, then we can push them and commit them. But now one of these I don't want. Which one was it? Ah, was this. Okay, the ones that say update player stats we don't want. So we want everything, so we can actually throw this entire file in, and then we just unstage those 2 lines. So the ones that say update player stats, these 2, we go unstage. And the one that says update player stats, we go unstage. So then everything else should be reward, 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 reset, reset, reset. Yeah. The only thing left here should be the reward, reward. That's great. Under config, we need the reward existing XP activities, so we're going to stage that. And under reset SXPA progress, we're going to need the reward, so we're going to stage that. This is going to be a part of a existing one, reward existing, we're going to stage that. That we leave, that we leave, that we leave. All of this we leave. Cool. The player alias, okay, these are all PEX files. Didn't we have a player alias? No, we're good. Finally. Cool, so this is skip added option to skip existing XP activity rewards. I just want to see, is that too long? No, perfect. option that displays sorry about that. Woo! I meant to mute my mic. Sorry, B-dubs, I didn't see your message. For some reason... Oh, it was here, I just didn't notice it. Sorry, that's my bad. I have it on a really light background. What's my favorite programming language? Sure, that's really hard to say. Because I haven't really been into programming that much. So the only real programming language that I can actually say I have experience in right now is Papyrus, actually, so Skyrim scripting language. But other than that, I have worked in JavaScript. I wouldn't say my knowledge is that great. I mean, obviously considering what I've been doing in Papyrus right now, I think JavaScript would be a breeze, but if you ask me a few years back, yeah. So, yeah, I would say I'm enjoying Papyrus. It's a little bit frustrating at times. There are stuff that I would like to achieve, but the functions, such as reading strings and getting the nth character, don't exist. So you kind of have to find workarounds, which is exciting, but also at the same time it's really time consuming. So, yeah. But to answer your question, favorite programming language? I'm gonna say JavaScript. Of the languages that I do know, and because of the extensive capabilities and just the arrays, and because you can use OOP programming, so object-oriented programming, it's really fun. Okay, so back to pushing this update now. Oh, that's cool. React, yeah. My knowledge is like pretty limited when it comes to all those frameworks and stuff, but from what I remember, that makes it pretty easy to create modular scaled websites, isn't it? With like the containers and that, and like cool web applications. For Battlestick, what was used was a JavaScript library, so a lot of it was actually Phaser, and that basically has all the modules and everything already like built in that you just have to kind of configure out. So it's kind of like an engine for the browser running on JavaScript. So add an option that displays a dialog to the user, prompting them whether they wish to accept the XP reward or discard it. That's pretty much what we did in this update, isn't it? I mean, wait, these. That's all we really did. And we added it to the event handler. We had to update every instance where we're calling that function. Yeah. All that work, yet it's like only a few lines of code, but it took 2 hours. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Do you, what do you generally do? Do you like code for fun? Is that like your profession? I absolutely love coding, and honestly, a few years back, I never thought that I'd do coding. My background comes from the IT sector. I did corporate IT for 5 years, and at the time, like, I was pretty happy. But then obviously years later, I wanted a change. I wanted something different. I wanted something like challenging. And the one thing I love about coding is there's always problems, and I love problem solving. So it's like, here's a problem, here's a solution, kind of thing. And yeah, it started with basic editing of Skyrim mods, trying to get like conflicts to work together, and then eventually
I was like, hey, you know, I want to like make something because it didn't exist. Like there was a whole like long story behind it, but bottom line, I needed something. I played around, I didn't expect to have something, I released it to the public and I was like, hey, this is actually quite fun. And I poked around, did more and more, and yeah, here we are about almost 2 years later, and all the code that I have is pretty much self-taught. I had no previous background in coding whatsoever. I hadn't even started with my courses. I had a fully paid for full stacks course, especially with the JavaScript and all the additions for that. Like React was covered in there, using database drivers like MongoDB and all that. Like I have all these courses I have to do. Never touched them because I like just started with Skyrim and just started modding in Papyrus, and then yeah, things just took off. So if something excites you and you enjoy it, then do it. And I can promise you everything else will follow through, like the experience and everything you need. So yeah, add an option to skip existing XP activity rewards, add an option that displays a dialogue to the user. Prompting them whether they wish to accept the XP reward or discard it. I think that pretty much summarizes what we did here. And we've contained things neatly. Yeah, so let's go and push this directly to the origin. Commit. There we are, and then we can finally complete this, and we can move it into version 3.0. And the next task we're going to be working on is fixing the integer overflow, which is a lot of fun. What did you say here? Sorry, B-dubs. You code a bit for fun, and you now code for work. You have a junior dev job that is requiring you to learn C#, but you used to be an electric bike tech at a bike shop. Wow, that's insane. That's like literally night and day. Like that's hands-on versus like, yeah, it's like completely different skills. Props to you, man. That's incredible. Are you enjoying it? Like, would you say it's challenging yet more exciting than the previous job? Like, are you happy with it? That's like literally polar opposites. That's like a doctor basically wanting to code. It just goes to show there's like no real barriers, you know. If you want to do it, you want to get into it, you're gonna get into it. Doesn't matter what background you come from. Okay, so what were we doing? feel this is a bad idea if I like try to continue now, because this is going to be something that's going to take a bit longer with lots of testing, and I'm worried to continue now. Like, I'm already flagging, slurring with my words. Like I said, 6 in the morning. I haven't gone to bed since like yesterday, so I definitely have to get to bed. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit these bits of code, even though I don't have a Trello workflow for them. But that's not an issue. I don't need a workflow for them. Not every one of these edits needs a Trello card. At least I don't think there is. Let's see. It's really fun coding, that is. My current job involves working on a really complicated project. I have to learn a bunch of other things at the same time as learning C#, BACnet, MQTT, building sensors, and a bunch of other things. I'm basically still learning how to use all the tools that I have at my disposal. That's awesome, man. Wow, that's like an amazing experience. And the fact, like, it's obviously one thing to work on a project on your own. So like, I've never had anyone work on a project with me when it comes to coding. So everything that I have, everything that you see is like just me, in this sense. Obviously my Skyrim mods now, and it's very different because you don't really know what you can do, what you can achieve. Like, you have an idea and you're like, okay, this is what I want to do, and it's like, how do I achieve it? How do I get there? How do I work around that and make it happen? But when you work in a group environment and you obviously have directors and you have this and you have that, and they tell you this is what we need done, it's actually pretty cool, because you may not know what you need to do, but because obviously there are others around you that will guide you, and you've got your head and whatever, it basically will teach you new skills that you didn't even think of. So that's pretty exciting. Like, a little envious, because you're gonna pick up like so many skills, which is awesome. Which country am I in? I'm from South Africa. So yeah, we have a somewhat similar time zone. We 2 hours ahead of them. So I think it's about 4 AM in the UK, and it's 6 AM here, 6:15 almost. And where are you from, Beat-Ups? I'm guessing you have to be like somewhere in the States to be up at this time. Like, most normal people are not up, they're still sleeping. Or maybe they would be. I mean, it's 6 o'clock now. Some early birds will be waking up now. I'm gonna be going to bed now, wake up in the afternoon. Life of a coder. Ah, North Carolina. That's awesome. So that puts you at like late in the evening, if I had to guess, like somewhere around 11 o'clock? 11 PM at night? Yeah, pretty much. Same time zone as Germany. $12:15. Okay. That's pretty awesome. Let's see if we can like finish this commit, that I can like head to bed. Feel like accomplished. Whoa, you used to live in Germany. That's pretty awesome. So you've like traveled around. I've been to Germany, stayed there for a short while. I've been to Croatia, Bosnia. England only passed through. Would definitely like actually want to visit. It's beautiful there. And then obviously the States, Canada. Oh, I mean, like, I wouldn't mind like traveling the world in general. There's so many places to go and just the cultures to experience. Oh, nice. I guess your dad's like retired now? Finally settled down, hopefully. You can like live some life. Are you initially from the States, originally, or? Okay. So from California, still staying in Cali. It's like supposed to be one of the better states to be in, huh? Though I'll probably be like a proper tourist, like want to go to Florida. I know my best friend's gonna want to go there, see the manatees, Because you can swim with the manatees there. It's pretty awesome. So I'm going to be such a common tourist. I'm going to like want to go to the theme parks. Was it 7 flags? 6 flags? However many flags. I just love proper theme parks, and one of our biggest ones, I think one of our only ones here, closed down, so it's like really sad. But I love proper amusement parks. 6 Flags, right? Yeah, Florida's overrated with Florida Man. And it's just so cool that you can go to the different states, and it's almost like you're basically in different countries due to like the different cultures and stuff like that, which is really awesome. So like New Orleans will be so different compared to New York, compared to Texas, compared to even New Mexico. So it's wonderful. Like you guys are so lucky to experience that, and because you're all in the same country, hell, basically on the same continent, you can just travel anywhere by transport. Oh, Oregon. Yeah, I heard it's such a beautiful place. So many of those places. I hope one day we'll make a plan. So this is going to be part of the exponential fix that we're going to do tomorrow. Or later today. I'm going to skip that. And oh no, I forgot to push this. No, I didn't forget to push it. This is I thought I forgot it. So this is going to be a very quick push, which is just basically change the function used to reward existing XP activities. Based on an approximate of the player's level and when they would. The existing function would reward XP for existing activities at the player's level at the time of activation, I guess. Resulting in inflated XP gain. So that was a fix we did. With this, you can basically disable active tracking for this one Skyrim mod that I have, and you can do a lot of XP activities. The problem is when you enable the tracking again, it's going to detect all the existing XP activities and it's going to assign XP to you. But the problem with that is it's going to assign the XP based on your current level. So if you did a lot of activities at level 1, level 2, level 3, and whatever, and you finally level 20, and then you activate active tracking, it's going to give you all those activities at level 20's XP. And you can imagine that's basically, it's kind of like a glitch. So I resolved that now, because I have another function that basically simulates, I think I could show you here, it simulates XP gain across levels. So you'll see here, for example, ingredients harvested times 6. It's going to take the player level, and then it's going to estimate at level XXXX. As you can see here, at level 1, at level 0, at level 0. The reason why these are 0 was because if this was a level 10 player, it would be at level 10, at level 5, at level 3, at level 2, at level 1, etc. It will simulate with a bit of function code that I had, and make it a bit more realistic to try and gauge how much they would have gained realistically. And yeah, so that's what I was basically doing here. So we can push this change immediately. And then the last minor thing that I did here was literally just change the debug format. Change debug output based on exponential linear formula. The debug output will now display the relevant variables based on the XP formula. Cool, yeah, no, that's fine. And let's commit that, and we are done! And then I'm gonna wrap the stream up here, because this is gonna be something for tomorrow. We're gonna fix the integer overflow issue. Let me just see, did I... Yeah, we're gonna make a limit of 2 billion. We're gonna do all that tomorrow. So yeah, that's all part of that. The config stuff is clean and up to date. Player alias, these are all PEX files. We don't have to worry about that. Yeah, cool. So I'm done. Finally, sweet. B-dubs, thank you so much for dropping by. Yeah, it was definitely fun meeting you, getting to know you a bit. Really exciting to hear that you're also into the coding side of things, and if you ever want to like run things by or like chat code or whatever, or anything in general, feel free to stop by. You can feel free to send me a message. You can even feel free to join my Discord server. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing with me. It was really great, and like keeping me company for the last bit. It definitely gets tedious running through code, especially these early hours of the morning. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you around again. I hope you have a wonderful, what's it like, rest of your evening further, and have an awesome start to the weekend finally. And I'll catch you around. Take care.